Well, the Rams go from Super Bowl to toilet bowl. I mean, there's real easy explanations as to why this evolved the way it did and why they sit there at 5-12 and they're home next weekend. But to me, the weirdest part of this whole equation, John, has to be with Sean McVay. Sean McVay calling this a professional failure of a season. And McVay's body language and the way McVay has conducted himself in his Zoom calls with the media in LA, he looks like just a beaten down man who ran out of answers. Now, that's kind of harsh because I don't think he's in over his head. He did a great job for a whole bunch of years when the franchise moved to Los Angeles. I just think this is the sum total of not having that stud left tackle, Andrew Whitworth, who retired, and a sum total of losing 6 offensive linemen with really significant injuries. And then Matthew Stafford got hurt, and Aaron Donald got hurt, and they kept losing players. They had no way to bring other players in. They have no draft picks to speak of. They have no cap space whatsoever because they dealt it all the last couple of years so they could be a Super Bowl team. McVay, to me, it's eerie that he's reacting the way he is. What he needs to do is step away from it, understand what happened, hope you get everybody back healthy, including Matthew Stafford. You make the decision on Baker Mayfield, and then you're off to the races. And maybe next year is a bounce back season. But he keeps talking in strange circles, and this TV thing is out there, and he's already said multiple times, well, I don't have to coach every day the rest of my life. This is out there. Maybe I try. What's he going to do? That, to me, it's a weird vibe at SoFi Stadium. The other guy has gotten the Chargers into the playoffs. I tell you what, he escaped some really bad mistakes on Sunday. I question in a meaningless game why you're exposing Justin Herbert, your superstar quarterback, heart and soul flag carrier of the franchise, to hits. Why you're exposing him, and why you're exposing your marquee wide receivers to take punishment. And they played into the third quarter. And then, now Mike Williams goes down. He's got a bruised back. They say he'll practice this week, but it's a short work week. Is he going to be anywhere near 100%? Because they need him with Keenan Allen to be really successful going down the field. Now they lose linebacker Kenneth Murray, neck stinger. Those things don't heal in 15 minutes. I don't know what his status is for the coming week. They don't have the left tackle. Rashawn Slater is not active. They kept saying end of season. We're at the end of the season. They have yet to activate him. Joey Bosa looked like he got dinged. Now, the head coach, Brandon Staley, denied that he re-injured his core muscle groin area, but he came off in the first quarter and he never, ever went back in. I thought it was foolish, and he can hide behind the flag of, we want to maintain our rhythm and our flow and all that. Well, you don't during bye week. When you have a bye week during the season, you don't put your guys in pads and let them hit so you can maintain the rhythm and the flow.
That's a good one.
And you put your guys in pads, and Denver beat them up and beat them really badly.
Yeah.
And the Chargers going to Jacksonville. By the way, last time they saw anybody wearing teal, the guy wearing teal kicked the crap out of them in the game at SoFi Stadium when the Jaguars destroyed him 38-10.
I remember that.
And now you're going to Jayville, and you're going to play a team that's really hitting on all cylinders. And by the way, is a violent, physical force defensive team. And it's a Charger team that gave up 471 yards to Denver. Denver was averaging 316, last in like 471. And all of a sudden, all the old problems kind of showed up. Couldn't stop the bloody run. They gave up 5 pass plays of 40 yards or more. The Charger secondary was running around with guys blowing by them, blowing coverages. I just don't understand why Staley did what he did. Now he's got 3 or 4 guys dinged, and all of a sudden all these questions are showing up. And here comes Jacksonville, who punched him in the mouth in the third week of the season. So Chargers had a 9-8 season. We've seen the potential of how really good they can be if they're all on the field at the same time. It doesn't look like they're all on the field at the same time right now, and what's on the field looks skitterish. If this turns out to be one and done, then I don't think you can call the Chargers season a success. All right, I've said a lot. You tell me your thoughts on the Rams, then walk across the street and talk to me about the Bolts.
Well, I think Sean McVay is done. I think he's going to step down because he doesn't want to go through another rebuild, and he's teasing with all these other TV possibilities. It wouldn't surprise me to see him step away. Now, as far as, and also I would love for Baker Mayfield to stick with the organization because, even with Stafford supposedly coming back, I mean, anything could happen.
Especially with a neck injury.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd like to see Baker Mayfield back in there. As far as the Chargers go, I mean, they've got a short week on top of all of this other business because they're going to play on Saturday and they've got to fly cross country to go play that game. So a lot of people think of that 4 versus 5 as the easy game, but it's not going to be an easy game. But yeah, Staley was keeping his guys in there far too long. And it was interesting when they put Chase Daniels in to play quarterback, you could see the performance really take a big dip. So they need to keep Herbert, healthy. Otherwise they have no shot.
Young coach learning on the job. He's done well, but he's made a pile of mistakes along the way too. But they're in the playoffs, so they're happy. I hope it's not one and done because then I think it's an underachieving season. All right, we